Evening, everyone. Welcome to our November 10th, 2021 Planning Board meeting. Joel, please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Dave, would you please take the roll?
Yep. Good evening. Vicky Gannon,
Here.
Nancy Garbino,
Here.
Dennis McNamara,
Here.
Bruce Prince,
Here.
Jack Matz,
Here.
Chairman John Curry,
Here.
and Christopher Zaberto is absent.
Thank you. First on our agenda, the minutes from November 13th, 2021. No, wait a second. Can't be. I'm sorry, that must be October. It's got to be. It is, yeah, October 13th. It's got to be a typo. October 13th, 2021. Any changes or additions? I make a motion, approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Well done.
I believe for the Steinberg Wetland Watercourse Protection Permit, the materials came in too late for Woodard and Curran to make any comments on them. Is that not right, Dave?
I'll ask Steve to, he should be.
Yes.
Steve, could you opine?
Yeah, Chairman, I'm here by phone. I apologize for not being able to join
It's
you
okay.
in person. But yes, those materials came in on Monday of this week. And so we have not had a chance to review those yet.
Does the applicant want to add anything, or what we'll do is we'll just continue the public hearing until the next meetings? That's okay.
That's okay.
Okay. Thank.
Yep, that's fine with me.
Okay.
I have some material also for Steve.
Okay. That's fine. Thank you very much.
Okay, and there are no comments here for the
Okay.
continued public hearing.
And for the record, the public hearing will be open for another month. Thank you very much. We'll see you at the next meeting. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that for your information is December 8th.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Okay. It's the way we planned it. Thank you. Next on our agenda is the Lincoln Land LLC application for the amended site plan approval for a facility located at 154 New York State Route 202. I'm just going to save you the time. We're not going to have any presentation tonight. All we're going to do is hear from our town planner and from the consulting engineer, and they'll go over the fees. All right. Because to be honest with you, you can't make any presentation until we have the escrow fees.
Yeah, I thought I misunderstood because I know the owner. Yes, my name is Peter Helms from the Helms Group Architects in Katona. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. My understanding, and I tried to imply this to the client too, that we don't want to miss an opportunity to present before your board. And we want to make sure that we are still on for the meeting. And we were told, yes, we're still on for the meeting. I didn't realize it was purely to discuss those fees. I think the owner is certainly going to pay whatever fees are established. I think his concern was that it is a relatively minor item, and that didn't know whether or not there'd be any reimbursement in a fee if you pay $3,500, and whether they only spent 3 or 4 hours on the thing, are they going to get the money back? So
Yes.
I don't.
They do.
Okay, and in that regard, there's no issue. I think.
Do you want us to review with the town planner and our consulting engineer what the fees are?
I mean, we know it would be on, I would assume, an hourly basis, or whatever the town engineers or their consultants would be
I'll let
billing.
Dave and Steve, you want to address that?
But then the applicant should have communicated with the planner. I thought it was $3,500.
Well, that's what we thought we did. And in all due respect, that's why I made a call too, to say, are we on for the meeting still, even though there was a question about how much the escrow was
But there
going
was
to.
no negotiations or discussions about the fee.
We know there's no negotiation. We have to pay, or he's never going to get approval on his property. So he's going to have to pay whatever is due. So, I mean, if we
Okay,
can't.
negotiations is the wrong word. Understanding of what the fee structure is. He could have communicated with the planner
Yep.
and
You know-
obtained that data.
Yeah. I know the fees were paid. It was just, I think it all came down to the escrow amount and I was hoping that wasn't going to prevent us from at least making a
Sorry, John.
presentation.
It does, we really, we can't review an application of all the escrow amount is in. Dave, do you want to go over just so he knows for his information?
Yeah, so with the application, there were fees that were submitted. There was no escrow. We communicated to the applicant that an escrow account needed to be established. We provided an amount, and that was based on input from Mr. Robbins and from myself. We got some pushback as to the amount of the fee, the amount of the escrow. And so rather than negotiate or argue, it's in the purview of the planning board to establish the escrow amount. That's why this matter is on your agenda. We've requested an amount of $3,500 to be established. In the event that there are escrow monies available after the completion of the review, they're returned to the applicant. So
As
that's
they
fair
always
enough.
are.
yes, as they always are. And there are, it's my understanding that if the applicant wants an accounting of the time spent, that can be provided to. an
Absolutely.
applicant. Yes.
And that's totally understandable.
Okay.
So there must have been a miscommunication. That's
Okay,
all
no
I can
problem.
say.
Steve, is there anything you'd like to add to that?
Nope. We'll certainly do our best, as we do with every applicant, to make sure that we're spending only the time that's appropriate and necessary. It's not in our best interest either to spend more time that's needed.
Thank you.
So I say then just get that fee in and we'll have you on the agenda in December.
Okay. December 8th, is that the meeting? Mr.
Yes.
Chairman? Okay. All right. Sorry for the confusion
Okay.
again. And we'll look forward
No
to seeing you
problem.
back in
Okay.
December.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, John.
No,
I didn't mean to.
that's fine. Next on our agenda is Master Antoni. I'm sorry, I apologize for butchering that name. Master Antoni Brothers, application for preliminary approval of subdivision for the property located at 2 Walk Point Road. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Paul Lynch from Putnam Engineering. The Master Antoni's purchased this 5.6 acre lot probably about a year ago. And it had been previously approved by this board for I think it was for erosion control and sediment bond. And in looking at the property, they realized that originally the house for the lot was originally located to be up in this area. And there was going to be this long driveway that came all the way up and the septic was down here. And they had asked me whether or not, they could move the house down and reduce the amount of driveway and cut down on their runoff and everything. So we had looked at that.
Paul, I'm sorry, just step back a little bit so that folks.
Sorry.
There's a pointer right there hanging off the shelf.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Old
Sorry. So originally the house was located up here and it's a pretty good rise to get up to this location. So we looked at bringing the house back down to where the septic was. And when we did that, they kind of realized that, well, they had all this land up here that maybe could be developed. So we went out, we did some deep tests, we did perk tests with the health department, and we found a very suitable area up in this area here. The house would be located in this location, and we'd be bringing a driveway off of the end of what is the existing hammerhead turnaround up in this spot. So our driveway would come up, loop around to the house. That would be the septic, and that would be the second lot. And that's what we're presenting to this board.
Okay. And I'm sure everybody saw that the paperwork got in on 11/1. So Woodard and Curran have not done any review on this yet.
Correct.
As you saw.
Yeah,
Okay,
we know.
that's fine. Okay.
I did ask that the surveyor go out to flag the driveway and the house location if the board wanted to make a field trip. So we're working on that.
Yeah, this is an interesting area of the town. And in terms of the stream and the water in that area. So a site walk would be,
What
once
is,
you know what you're gonna do.
what is the board, they'd like to have some materials from Woodard and Curran? Do you want to set a date for site walk now?
I think a sidewalk, probably, I think a sidewalk might be a good, I personally live in a home on a slope where I have a walkout basement in the rear. So
Okay.
I can see the, the grades here probably should be looked at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would everybody feel comfortable? You want to schedule a site walk tonight?
Wait a
Yeah.
second. Wouldn't it be better to find what Woodard and Curran say? Because they might decide that where they want to put the house is not appropriate and the house might be
Yeah.
moved.
We can't have a site.
He said he was going to stake it where the house and septic would be.
Yeah, but that's before the engineer looks at it. I'm just saying, what if there's a change and there's a different location? We'd have to do another site walk. That's all I'm
No.
saying.
I think it would be good to know if Steve would have sufficient time to review the materials
Right.
before the site walk.
Yeah.
I think I agree with that.
Or his designee, if Jennifer, or whoever would be there, but I am not comfortable with scheduling it until we know that he anticipates he can do as thorough a job as is needed to get some preliminary insights, because it's so valuable to have him on the ground there.
Absolutely.
I want him to have everything available to him to consider at the time.
I was suggesting the site walk in view that a plan has been established
Yes.
and that we're all working on the same plan.
Steve, do you want to comment on these comments?
We will certainly be working through that review over the next couple of weeks. But if the board sees fit to schedule a site walk, we'll make sure to have our review done prior to that site walk. Obviously, I don't know if the board is anticipating scheduling that for, after the Thanksgiving holiday, but that would certainly give us enough time to do that review.
After Thanksgiving and before Christmas.
Yeah. but what-
Always a
what-
tight window.
So would you recommend we wait for one more meeting?
Yeah.
That's up to the board. I don't have a recommendation on that. We would have at least preliminary comments to the board prior to a site walk in any case.
Right.
So we'll accommodate the board.
If our next meeting is December 8th, that might fit the window.
Yeah.
If we could schedule the site walk that evening for the following Saturday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do that.
Okay with you?
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Let's do
Okay.
that.
That's what I think we can pretty much promise that we will
Yeah,
schedule a
it
site walk at
fits
the
the
next
window.
meeting for you.
Okay.
All right?
And that gives you
Is that good with
Yeah.
more
you?
than
That's
enough
fine.
time.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you, I didn't even ask you, do you have any comments on this?
No, not at this
Okay.
point.
Any other board member comments? So then we'll plan on the 8th to schedule a site walk.
Okay. Thank you very
So,
much.
but you continue like you said before, you could go ahead and state what you know
Yeah,
now.
we're definitely going to stake
Okay.
it because
Yeah.
we think where we're coming into the properties in the right location
Okay.
and we have to deal with the slope to get the driveway in. So
Gotcha.
yeah, we want to stake.
Okay,
Yeah, and communicate just
Yes.
in
Oh,
case
yes.
there's any feedback.
Yes. Thank
Okay.
you very much.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody get a chance to look at the calendar?
Yeah.
Anything that the office missed on the scheduling dates? I'm sure they've all checked for holidays and
I checked
anything
the
else. They
Jewish
didn't check your birthday. So if it's on your birthday, that's the way it goes. Okay, I'll make a motion that we accept, I guess we have to do both calendars.
Yep.
Yep. Make a motion, we accept both calendars as presented.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Like I said before, our next meeting is December 8th. And don't forget, if you're around tomorrow, march in a parade, Veterans Day. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.